Ella wanted to write a story, so she did what anyone wanting to write a story would naturally do. She picked up a quill, sat at her desk, and readied her ink. Holding her quill above her page, Ella prepared to write something. However, she did not. It was not, of course, that Ella did not want to write. It was rather that she did not know what it was she wanted to write. Ella decided then to search her mind for some story, some idea, or something at all that could be written down. However, she could not find anything. It was at that moment as if Ella's entire world had vanished before her, and there was nothing left but her study, her desk, her page, and her quill. She could still remember things, but everything that ever came to mind seemed altogether dull and unnoteworthy. She considered the tea with which she burnt herself earlier, she considered the cookies she ate yesterday, and she considered the waffles she had for breakfast. But none of these things were stories, nor even starting points for stories. Ella paced about her study. She slammed her head against her desk, but none of that seemed to work. At the end of her hope, Ella was about to go to bed and give up her endeavour entirely. But just before she left, she became cognizant of what was staring her in the face all along. There was a story to be made right here, with just what was around her. Ella sat again at her desk. She again picked up her quill, and then finally began to write. Her story was not very long, but it was a story all the same. It began with a man named Thompson, who wanted to write a story, but could not decide what to write. In the end, however, Thompson realized that he could write a story about someone who couldn't think of a story, but eventually decided to write about the same thing. Finishing her vignette, Ella felt happy, but then she wondered, what if she were just a character in a story like the one she wrote? What if that voice in her head was really a narrator? What if she didn't want to be content with writing such a silly short story? What if deep down, she really wanted to be locked in a battle to the death against a massive robot?
But no, not that!
And so, after defeating the robot, Ella married a prince and became a princess, and later, when his father was eaten by a squid, she became a queen and lived happily ever after. The end.